Hi guys, and welcome to Escape Wheel Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be reviewing my favorite watch of 2025. There's been a lot of good ones this year, but this one has to be my favorite one, at least off AliExpress, and that is the Merkur Tourbillon. This is a watch that I picked up for $220 during the 11/11 sale. If you guys can hear that ticking, that's not you guys going crazy. That is this watch, and it is loud, both visually loud and actually loud. The movement is loud, and yeah, you're either going to love that or you're going to hate that, but it's just something that you have to get used to with this watch. So yeah, I think $220 for a real tourbillon with a dial that's just kind of crazy is kind of a steal. And you know, that's kind of the world we're living in, where you can get a watch like this. So not only is it a great value, you're still getting all the nice things that you get in a watch in 2025, 2026, and stainless steel, sapphire crystal, 50 meters of water resistance, not too bad, decent strap, pretty cool packaging as well. But yeah, I mean, it's all about the movement and the dial in this watch, and I think you guys are just going to kind of be blown away. If you don't know about this watch, it's something that you need to see in person, and hopefully my review will do it some justice. So I say we flip the camera and get right into it. Before we do, I'm doing this from the future, so I'm not wearing this during the review, but right now I'm wearing my Traska Commuter 38 that I just picked up yesterday. And yeah, absolutely awesome. I'll be reviewing this one very soon, but yeah, let's get into the review. All right, let's talk about the dimensions. A diameter of 41.9 millimeters. Case thickness of 12.8 millimeters, 22 millimeter lug width, lug tip to lug tip of 49.5 millimeters, and on the supplied leather strap weighs about 68 grams. So the watch is on the big side. This is right on the cusp of what I feel like I can pull off, but for some reason it just works for me. It's kind of a loud dial, it's kind of a loud design, and I don't know what it is about it, but it just kind of works for me. You can see here, it does have a nice turn down to the lugs there, so it hugs my wrist nicely, and it's just actually been a pleasure to wear. So I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on my wrist for you. And here we are on my 7.5 inch wrist, and honestly I can easily pull this off, and I actually don't mind the size. A little bigger than I typically like, but I think because of the design and because of the boldness of it, I think it kind of works in the bigger size. So I am really happy with the size of it. I don't know if I'd want it any smaller, honestly. You can see here, got a nice turn down to the lugs there, so it hugs the wrist nicely, stays planted on the wrist. The crown doesn't really dig into the wrist or anything like that, and it just looks really good. The air crystal is doing a pretty good job here. It could be better, but I'm actually surprised at how good it is at cutting down on the reflections there. But I mean, just look at that dial color. And this is a dial that you just kind of have to see in person. You can see here, it is very dynamic. It changes from a green to a blue to purple, to a little bit of gold flake in there as well. It's a really interesting dial, and just perfect for this kind of, dressy tourbillon big watch like this. But yeah, I mean, the color on this dial is just insane. Straps are going to be kind of hard on this one, but I will do my best, so let's go and do that. And here we are on a cut to size FKM, just a smooth black FKM, and this is what I've been wearing it on the most. I think it looks pretty good, makes the dial pop out a little bit more, giving you guys just a little bit of a different lighting here. This is under my covered patio, so yeah, that's just kind of how the dial looks all the time. It's just really awesome. Again, like I said, not too many straps that are going to work on this one, so let's get back to this review. Alright, so let's talk about the case finishing. And case finishing is done very nicely on this watch. I kind of thought they might cut a little bit of corners here and there, but they really haven't. It's a fully polished case, so there's really no interest beyond that, but the polishing is done very nicely, and it looks like there's zero straight edge on this case. It's all rounded, so it all plays with the light nicely, plays with reflections nicely. The high polishing is done to a very nice standard. I wouldn't say it's exceptional, but it doesn't look wavy or anything like that, and yeah, it just looks very nice. You got some nice turn down to the lugs. You can see, looking down the case here, you can see it is nicely rounded on this bottom edge there. So yeah, it just sits on the wrist nicely. This bottom edge here has been rounded off nicely. There's no sharp corners or anything like that. So quite impressed with the case finishing on it. We have a nice crown here, nice decoration. There's no signage on it or anything like that. It's fully polished, but I think it goes with the design of this watch. It's nice and big and grippy and really easy to use. Flipping it over to the case back here, we have polishing on the bottom of the lugs, polished on the case back. We have a display case back there showing off the movement. So yeah, I mean, it is just really, really nicely done. Just exceptional. Yeah, really happy with the case finishing on this watch. It was the one place that I was going to be a little bit worried, but it just works and they did a good job on it. Yeah, let's talk about the crystal on the watch. First things first, we'll test it for sapphire. It is positive for sapphire. So we have sapphire in the front, mineral on the back. Sorry about that earlier. The front crystal here, double dome sapphire, looks really good. Plenty of anti-reflective coating as well. I think it's a nice crystal. Again, it's a place where I thought they would kind of skimp, and they haven't. And it just looks really, really good. Keeps the dial nice and clear and really lets the dial shine. So yeah, I am pretty happy with the crystal on it. There could be some more anti-reflective coating, but really for the price and what you're getting, it's actually a good crystal on the watch. All right, so let's talk about, I guess, the star of the show, or one of the stars of the show, is the dial on this watch. So like I said, they make this in just like a normal fume enamel style dial. They make it in just plain white. They make it in some stone colors. They do have some different layouts as well. This one here is, they call it an ice flower or titanium ice flower dial. So my understanding is that it's titanium and then it's heated, and the way it's heated and the temperature that it's heated, it starts changing colors. What it reminds me of a lot is kind of a meteorite dial. So that's kind of the vibe I get from it. But you can see here, this is the plain green one. They have a grass green one. It's a little bit of a tamer green color. This one actually is more teal than anything. It's not really green. But it does have teal. It has purples and pinks, and you can see here kind of gold, like right there. So this one is a very dynamic dial, and I mean, it just changes and shifts depending on how you look at it. It is a beautiful, beautiful color. I mean, just getting up real close, you can kind of see the different textures and colors on it. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. You obviously have your tourbillon here. The movement here, I'm going to just announce this in the dial section because it's part of the dial kind of. They can change the color of the this metal ring that goes around the tourbillon there, from polished here to black. So just something to note. I like the polished one better than the black one. Just that's a personal preference. The dial up here. So the dial is just kind of a plain white dial. It looks fine. It's nothing fancy. It is surrounded and kind of recessed into this polished ring here, so it separates it from the rest of the dial. It looks good though. I'm actually surprised there. It looks good. It's plenty legible. There's some Roman numerals on there. They kind of just blend in and just look like normal indices, but yeah, it actually looks pretty good. The handset on it, as you can see there, it is blue. I'm not going to say those are blued or heat treated blue. I'm just going to say that is like an electroplated blue. They're definitely not painted. They look good. They look really good. They contrast nicely. Reading the watch, the time on the watch has not been an issue for me. So yeah, that's a good thing on this because the dial is so small. I did have a pretty big QC issue where I had a big piece of fluff or debris under the dial there. I popped the movement out, blew it off with some air, and we're back in business. But yeah, a little bit of a disappointment in that one. It was a pretty big piece of debris, and if that happened during the initial packaging process, I don't know how that got through QC, but maybe it just happened during shipment. I'm not sure, but yeah, I was able to take care of that, and it wasn't a big deal. And Merkur, they were very helpful in getting that sorted out. So yeah, just wanted to bring that to your attention. But the dial on the watch is absolutely fantastic. Really just kind of the star of the show, and it just looks amazing. Looks really, really good. Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. And I will say, a mention here, the rehout on this watch is minimal. Very, very minimal. You can see the crystal, or the dial sits like right up on the crystal. It is a very premium look to it. So you don't have to worry about a deep dish look on this watch. It's definitely not that. It looks really, really good. So the movement inside is a real flying tourbillon, as you can see here. Yeah, I don't really know a whole lot about this. I couldn't find any info on what this movement was. I know it is of Chinese origin, and I can tell you that it is a high beat movement, and I can tell you that it's running okay. That's how mine has been running. So it's not the best, far from the worst. I'm not too concerned with accuracy. I know tourbillons are supposed to be more accurate, but whatever. At this price point, I don't really care. It's all just decoration to me. I will say the exhibition case back shows off the movement there. Again, it's nothing fancy as far as the finishing goes. It's just, it's pretty much all polished. You can definitely see some of the jewels and the rubies and the blue screws. And so there is a little bit of interest in the back, but yeah, I mean, it's mostly just the gears, right? One thing I will say about this movement, which I was kind of surprised at, there's no hard stop on the winding. So you can just wind this thing. I wound it for like 100 times, and I realized after looking back here, hopefully, I don't know if you guys can see it. So you can see right here is the end of the mainspring, and that's rubbing up against the outside of the barrel, right? So when you wind this, you can start seeing it slip. And that's usually a hand wound movement doesn't slip. So this is purposefully rotating around, and so there is no hard stop on it. So I don't think there's any, unless this is just a one-off on my movement, I don't think there's any threat of overwinding this watch. Like I said, I wound it about 100 times and it was fine. So yeah, an interesting, I guess, perk to this movement. But I will say, again, it looks really, really cool, very mesmerizing, as you can see here. You can just kind of look at this all day long. But yeah, very happy with the movement on the watch. For what it is, a $250 tourbillon, I don't see how anyone can complain about that. All right, let's talk about the strap on the watch. So the strap, it can, again, vary depending on their stock. So this is just kind of the gray suede strap. I've seen this on a crocodile style strap. I've seen this on just a normal kind of Epsom leather strap. Merkur straps have always been somewhere in the middle for me. They're very comfortable, but you can tell that they're not the highest quality strap. And this is really no different. So we do have a gray suede strap, 22 millimeters, and they are quick release. So also stamped with the side there, 22 millimeters. It tapers down to 20 millimeters at the buckle. Get some color match stitching on this one. Again, right out of the box, it was very flexible, very soft, but you can just tell by, rubbing your hand down the side here, you can feel a little bit of a rough edge there. It's been fine as far as comfort goes. The buckle on the watch is really interesting. I haven't really seen a buckle like this before. You can see here it is Merkur Watch Group branded, so that's nice. But you can see, I mean, the buckle is just odd. You slip it through this side here, slip it under this side here, and then into one of the keepers. This one did come with 2 keepers. I only needed 1, so I removed it. But yeah, again, it's an interesting setup, but again, very comfortable. And I think it goes okay with this one. I'm looking for a different strap for this watch though. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. But yeah, I think the included strap is fine. It's functional, but I would still look to replace it in the future. So there you go, guys. If you are in the market for a tourbillon, I think it would be silly not to look at this watch. I don't know if there's any cheaper ones on the market. This is probably one of, if not the cheapest one. And it's actually a good watch. I mean, nice case finishing, good crystal. You're getting a sapphire crystal, a decent strap, and the movement has been running good and looks good and is very functional. And the dial on the watch is just amazing, just incredible. So yeah, I think it really does work on this kind of dressy, in your face tourbillon. You kind of want a bright and brash dial, and this is definitely it. So this is the one that I went with. I am very, very tempted to get the larger dial size. I kind of like that design a little bit better. And now that I know what to expect from the watch, I'm willing to pay an extra $100 to get the one that I really want. So yeah, I think I might sell this one and get the other one. But yeah, it is a really, really cool watch. Very, very cool. And I can highly recommend it. I mean, I'm genuinely shocked that we're able to get a watch like this for under $300, and this is well under $300. So yeah, I think that's it for me. Thanks a lot, guys. Go check out the links in the video description. Yeah, I think that's it for me. Thanks a lot for watching.